The ocean looks nice from up here. You consider going for a swim. Then you consider having a cold beer instead. The path to the city of Tyr lays before you. Tyr lies down the hill from the mainland and goes right down to sea level. You're overlooking the incredible port city of Tyr. From here you can see the fountain that makes up the centre, many buildings and a lighthouse. Well, this is a sight to see. The legendary port city of Tyr. The massive walls stretch out in both directions, and you can hear the water rushing through the aqueduct above. It's definitely more impressive than the dump shaped like a sword your mate Earl once showed you. Really, the architecture of the wall and the aqueduct on top of it is quite impressive. Above your very head, a river flows over the gates and dumps out into the ocean. Amazing! The phalanx of Tyr's arrows is mighty but beautiful, kind of like your old mum. This woman is fit and healthy. You consider how awesome she looks in her uniform. Women in uniform. Yep. There is nothing you would like more than to touch her.
Hello, hello.
Hello, sir. Welcome to Tyr. My name is Valeris. I am the head of Tyr's Arrows, the royal guard of Tyr. We serve the King of Lunaria and protect the port from all enemies. Tyr is the greatest city in all of Lunaria, next to the city of the castle in the north. Ships come from all over the world, importing and exporting goods, knowledge, culture, and people. There were several criminals who were trying to import human beings into the land to be sold into slavery. Slavery is illegal and punishable by death here. 3 criminals of the boat Hegrether managed to escape and hide somewhere in the city. We caught 2, but we have reason to believe the 3rd is already dead. Thus we opened the city.
Why do you have reason to believe he's dead?
Because I put 6 of my arrows through his torso.
Oh, am I dead?
There are a great many things to see here in Tyr. You may wish to visit the library. There are many tomes to be found there. The docks would probably be more to your liking. You can find work and play down there. You'd fit in at the Salty Dog. The mayor is proud of our lighthouse. You should visit if you have the chance. It's on the edge of the city. You can't miss it. They are in the south of the city, beyond the fountain. It's an open-air pub fashioned out of an old scuttled ship. It's the shining beacon of our city. Mayor von Darkles was appointed by the king to oversee the day-to-day business of the city. He was just glad he didn't get Vokesville as a commission. He dislikes the forests. Though I recall Rayford wasn't happy that he was made sheriff of Vokesville and the Valley either. There's a small and quaint forest town to the north. I'm sure you came past it on your way here. As the bridge to the north is washed out, you could have only come from the east. He is a hard-headed man, and often prone to brash hubris. I deal with him when I must, but I am glad he no longer lives in this town. I feel that he felt threatened by my authority. This, all you see from the top of the lighthouse is our valley. It is all I have ever known. I live by the sea in the greatest port in the world, yet I have never left. I love my home. To me, there is no finer kingdom. I so enjoy the northern kingdom and the castle, and I will be glad when the bridge is repaired. You have a pleasant day, sir.
So, any of you ever rip a man's throat out with your bare hands?
The silence is deafening and scary. It's a dirty, dirty pigeon. That rat with wings just flew off. You're in the fountain plaza of the city of Tyr. You marvel at the impressiveness of the city's construction and how clean it is. You wonder what unlucky soul has to clean this place every day. It's an impressive water fountain. It looks like it must have been a previous king or something. You dip your hands into the cool water. The water is nice and refreshing, but damn, you wish there were coins in there. You toss a blind to the fountain and make a wish. Hey, you know, you do feel more lucky. And a bit more suave. Nice going. One of Tyr's many residents going about their daily tasks. They don't have time to engage in idle chit-chat with you. This young man, with his red shirt and spiky red hair, screams artist to you. The easel he's drawing at also helps with this assessment.
Excuse me.
That I'm trying to create here. My name is Roger, and I'm quite busy. This is a city of amazing beauty and breathtaking contrasts. It inspires me. My art is a living, breathing extension of myself, and it bridges the gap between my subject and me.
Deep, man.
I use only the finest paper and charcoal to put my expression in the physical realm. It is what I use to create art. Here, have a piece so you might create some too. And paper is the glorious canvas that brings my art to life. I will give you some if you should like it.
This impressive statue lines the gates to and from Tyr. You're not that impressed, though. This camel looks ornery, just the way you like it.
Whatever it is you're trying to do doesn't seem to be working.
Despite your goading, the camel would not say, whoop whoop. You see a little man inside a booth. You bet he'll tell you all sorts of useless information.
Oh there, hey there, how are you there? Well, thank you, sir. Lionel is my name. Information? Well, that's my game. I've got all you could want to know. Well, you're inside it now. This is the greatest city on the southern continent. It was built ages ago under the command of the great king, Ferris the Great. Ferris made sure that the port of his kingdom would match the glory of his castle, Koninglist. He commissioned the building of the great wall that surrounds our city, but also acts as an aqueduct. He had the great library built to house all the tomes the kingdom had collected. The Hall of Laws was his edifice to law and order. The barracks of Tyr's arrows were built towards the end of his reign, and he was very proud of the defensive force of Tyr. The fountain here was commissioned after his death. Anything else you want to know about Tyr? Just ask me. It is truly an engineering feat. The great river Silmawind flows down the valley through the grasslands and into a ravine, where the aqueduct begins. It carries the water across the top of the wall and carries it to the Bay of Tyr, where all the rivers of the valley empty into the ocean. The Hall of Laws is in the northeast section of town. It is a great building, and inside are not only the courts of Tyr, but the schools of law for the whole kingdom and beyond. Oh my, the library is amazing. It was built originally as a fortress, but when Ferris watched the construction, he realized he could hide the true wealth of the nation inside. Knowledge. Now, the library is so expansive, many live in there full time, cataloging volumes and writing tomes of their own. If you need to find out anything about anything, go to the library and talk to Jovan and his assistant Gareth. There is no finer defense force than that of Tyr's arrows, I assure you. These women are handpicked from birth and trained not only in defense and combat, but also honor, justice, and the law. Isn't it tranquil? I feel most fortunate to be able to have my stand here. It makes a lovely center of town before one moves on to the docks. Yes, the docks. Sigh. A necessary blight, I suppose.
Blight?
Yes, try as we might, the docks never stay as beautiful and well-maintained as the rest of the city. You just can't control that element, the sailors, I mean. They may ship our goods and sail the world, but here, all they do is drink and whore. At least they keep it on the docks. It's a shame because the lighthouse is down there, but you have to go by the Salty Dog to get to it. The lighthouse is the pride of Tyr. Even though we have so many things, it was the construction of this marvel that allowed the city to thrive. The watchlight never goes out, and some say it runs by magic. The Salty Dog is a seedy open-air tavern right on the docks. It's next door to the Red Door, and you can guess what goes on there. I avoid it like the plague. Enjoy your time here in glorious Tyr, city of the gods.
This is Councillor Clemens. He's one of the Council of Tyr who look after this fine city.
Good day to you, sir. I hope you're enjoying the city of Tyr.
Councillor Pratan is a fine, upstanding gentleman, you're sure.
Is this not the greatest city in all of Lunaria? The crowning jewel, Tyr. I trust you are enjoying yourself?
Off that way, you spy some tenements and a few random vendors.